Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm really glad you can join us today. Today's session is titled Getting Started with AI, Infor Velocity Suite, and the Agentic Enterprise. Artificial intelligence is everywhere right now, but what really matters isn't the hype, it's understanding how AI can be applied in practical, scalable ways inside the enterprise. Infor Velocity Suite represents the path to innovation. It brings together automation, AI, and pre-built use cases to help organization move beyond the experimentation and toward measurable business values. And at the center of that vision is what we call the agentic enterprise, where intelligent systems and humans work together, where agents handle repetitive, logical driven tasks in the background, allowing people to focus on higher value decisions. Today's session will help you understand how capabilities come together, from core AI concepts to real world success stories, and how you can begin applying them within your own organization. I'm excited to introduce our presenters today. First, we'll hear from Max Fisher, Director of Product Management for the Infor Velocity Suite, who will provide an overview of the suite and how it supports the agentic enterprise vision. Then, Fatma Adolkafi, Director of Science within our Augmented Intelligence Services team, will walk us through how to get started with Infor AI, including core AI concepts, platform capabilities, architecture, and real world examples. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ray Chirole, and I'm your host for today's session. And before I turn this over to Max and Fatma, I want to quickly cover a few housekeeping items and talk about this year's hackathon. Stick around. Just a quick note for those of you viewing this session on On24. Google Chrome is the preferred browser, and you will see a set of widgets along the bottom of your screen that let you customize your view or expand the presentation to full screen using the arrows in the top right corner of the widget. The media player widget controls the audio, so if you do not hear anything, that is the first place to check. If you experience any technical issues, try refreshing your browser by pressing F5 or use the help widget in the bottom toolbar. For those watching on YouTube or LinkedIn, these platform controls will not apply, but feel free to use the comments if you have questions. Before we get started, a quick housekeeping note. Today's main session has been pre-recorded and will be available afterward, but we will be live after the presentation for Q&A, so please stick around and submit your questions. If you registered through On24, you will receive a link to the recording. It will also be available on the Infor YouTube channel and LinkedIn. After the session, we will post the Q&A in the Infor developer community, so you can refer back to the answers and continue the conversation there. We're super excited. The Infor Hackathon is back in 2026, and we can't wait to do this again. Last year was a huge success. We had strong participation from our customers and partners. The energy was incredible, the ideas were bold, and the solutions people built were genuinely impressive. We selected winners across the tracks, and they didn't just walk away with bragging rights. They received prizes and were recognized live on stage at TechX in Orlando, Florida. Seeing those teams celebrated in front of the TechX audience was truly a highlight of the event. Now we're ready to raise the bar in 2026. And just so you don't miss it, registration opens May 1st and runs through June 1st, 2026. If you've been thinking about joining, now is the perfect time to start forming a team, brainstorm some ideas, and get ready to build something great. If you want to keep the momentum going after today, the Infor YouTube channel is a great resource. That's where we publish webinar recordings and short, product-focused sessions you can easily share with your teams. A few of the latest include how to leverage the power of OCR with IDP, getting started with Infor Mongoose, and managing APIs with API Gateway. Just scan the QR code on screen to check them out and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.
Hey guys, welcome in. My name is Max Fisher. I'm our Director of Product Management for our Infor Velocity Suite. I wanted to touch on, what is the Infor Velocity Suite before I pass it over to Fatma to get going with getting started with Infor AI. So the Infor Velocity Suite is our whole suite of innovation that makes our agentic enterprise a reality. It is, if you think of Infor and you think of innovation, the Velocity Suite is that path. What is the agentic enterprise? It's our vision for that next generation of how your enterprise works. It's how agents and humans work as one, where an agent is going to execute tasks or do some logic in the background to help you make better decisions whenever a human is needed, right? Getting rid of some of those manual, repetitive, labor intensive tasks for you so you can do more. And really, before in legacy worlds, you had to, hey, we've got to we got to migrate to the cloud. We've got to start using our application live before we can ever go into anything AI. That is not the case with our Velocity Suite. We meet you where you're at. It's part of that journey to innovation, from going from a legacy system to a cloud system, where you can implement these things for a better and faster go live. Some of the pieces that we have here as part of the Velocity Suite is our out-of-the-box agents and use cases, that kind of path for driven AI value, a continuous co-innovation, and then best of all, it's all flat fee, unlimited usage there. And if you're familiar with our different technologies, or maybe using one of our applications, I'll kind of center you of where the Velocity Suite sits. So hopefully everyone watching might be familiar with one of these applications. There are industry-specific ERP applications out there that you might be utilizing for your specific industry. All of those, combined with our industry cloud platform, which is our API layer, our security layer, document management, our workspaces, our data lake and data fabric layer, and all of those workflows and approvals that we have. This right here is what we call our cloud suite. It's a mixture of those industry-specific ERPs and applications with that common technology layer. On top of that, where do we get into our advanced technologies? Some of our AI capabilities would be our process mining application, robotic process automation, RPA, IDP, Infor document processor, BOSS, backend as a service, our AI ML platform, and then our Gen AI platform. These are our advanced technologies that come on top of that cloud suite. But we don't go to market just with technologies and tools, right? We want to give you that guidance and some pre-built things as well. So we've got our automations, industry agents, and our AI insights, which we bucket under our Value Plus solutions, which are those pre-configured use cases built on top of those applications and using that common technology stack to have some of those advanced capabilities. This is what we call the Velocity Suite. It is those tools and technologies, as well as those use cases combined, that give you that proven guide to value with AI. On top of this, and what Fatma will go into today, is the service as well to go build your own use cases out there with our teams, bringing whatever use case you would like to bring in with these different AI capabilities, how to get started with those things, and to move on with the help of Infor. And with that, that's our Infor Augmented Intelligence service there. And so thinking about innovation with our Velocity Suite and our next step forward, we've got the tools, those pre-configured use cases, as well as the people to come help you get that proven ROI and that value with AI. Now over to Fatma to talk about how getting started with Infor AI.
Thank you, Max. I'm very happy to be presenting today in this session for the webinar series. And like you said, I'll be talking about how to get started with Infor AI. Hopefully you get a lot of information from these sessions. But before that, I would like to present myself. So I'm Fatma Abdel Kafi, and I've been with Infor for around 12 years. I am a director of science within the AIS team, Augmented Intelligence Services team. So, and I've started as a data scientist, worked with the demand forecasting solution. And I worked with the technical stuff, and I believe that is one of the hardest problem. And then my role has expanded, and I'm now looking at more or at more business problems that we need to solve with AI. And that's what I'm doing with my team, is that we're solving those different business problems like cash forecasting, to to have better visibility or better budgeting decisions. There is, with pricing, we delivered for our customers pricing visibility solution where we support the sales representative with more informed decision when they take the pricing decision. So we worked as well with the product recommender, recommending more products within when the sales representative is talking to the customer, and to expand the basket either for complementary product or a better version of the product that they are buying. So and there are these different techniques, and there's those AI techniques that I'm gonna expand on in this session. But there is also the NLP technique that we have used with our customers to look for the description, or by using the description of the product to look to find the best fitting product with that. So, and we have delivered to our customers these solution. We made sure that they get value from it. And part of my role is to make sure that besides we have a good science, we deliver the value for the customer. And we have done all of that through Infor AI. And today I'm going to present or have an introduction on the Infor AI and how to get started with it. For that, we'll touch base on the core AI concepts as well as the success story. So, and then we'll showcase and show Infor AI modules as well as the architecture that can be used with the Infor AI modules that will empower the data scientist to create those scalable AI ML modules. And finally, I'll walk you through how Infor AI can be leveraged through AIS through real-world examples. Before we dive deeper into AI, I wanted to touch or present the different terms that we keep hearing of. You know, AI today is a hype, and we keep hearing of a lot of terms, and that may mean different things. At the broadest level, what we have is artificial intelligence. And with that, that's AI, which is the broader concept of making machine intelligent. Then within AI, we have machine learning. So, and machine learning, ML, is an application of artificial intelligence that focuses on building systems that can learn from data without being explicitly programmed. An example of that is a forecasting algorithm, like the XGBoost or any other algorithm that will generate a different forecast or a different output with different data set. Like for a different data set, we'll have a different output. And the programmer doesn't have to change anything within the code. It's just the data has changed. So that is what machine learning will do. And within that, right now, what we keep hearing of is deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning. So we're still learning from the data. So that's what we hear from deep learning. And what focuses on the deep learning is focusing on the neuron, or it is using the neural network, which is nodes and connecting those nodes and finding relationship with those nodes, similar to what the human brain works. So, and for the deep learning, it is used for the data that is complex, not like the text, like the images, like unstructured data. All of that is used in the deep learning, and we're still learning the relationship and creating results and insights from those relationships. Then a subset of the deep learning is the generative AI, This is the Gen AI that everyone now is using in the chatbots, and it is actually a branch from the deep learning, where in the learning phase we're using neural networks, we're mimicking the human brain, and it is used as well for the complex and unstructured data. But this time, the generative AI, what we'll do is we'll generate a new data, generate a new text. That's the answer from the chatbot. It will generate a new image. It will generate a diagram. So that's what the generative AI is. It is really useful for this type of problems. Then, so we have the optimization, which is a complementary concept, and that is to the machine learning, and that optimization is a branch of applied mathematics that is very old and uses models to find the best possible solution to a problem. Here we have one of the problems that we have and very ancient is finding the best or the shortest path to deliver like the milk or to deliver the product. So what is the shortest path? And that's what optimization will help us with, is finding the best solution to such kind of problem, where it's looking to minimizing some of the cost. And with all of that, when we use all of these concepts, that comes the augmented intelligence. And that's where AI is working alongside humans and not replacing them. So it is a human machine partnership model to solve the problem or the business problems that we have in an enterprise. And recently, and that's what Max talked about, what we keep hearing of is the agentic AI. And this is the evolution of that relationship and going further in that like in being more autonomous. So then we build more autonomous systems that will make decisions by themselves. Like we set high level goals, and then those systems will take actions to achieve those goals and create, and by setting like subset goals. So that's what I wanted to touch on, to make sure that we understand before we talk about the technical part of the AI. So here, as you see, Infor AI isn't one single technology. It's a spectrum, from making predictions from like machine learning to creating new data in the generative AI, and to making those autonomous decision by like the agentic, the agents. So we need to make sure when we're going to use AI, that we consider all of these concepts. We understand what we are building, and to understand each piece from these will help us like build the right model and help us make the right decision for our customers to build the right AI ML model or agent. So and that's what we do. Like we consider all of that for when deploying our solutions for our customers, or when building the solutions. And that's what I have planned to show in this presentation, is the success story that my team and I worked on. And it is about pricing. So the success story that I'm going to talk about today is about Turtle, and it was selected as one of the finalists in the Supernova Awards. And that's for the data to decision category, which recognizes organizations, teams, and leaders who are transforming how decisions are made by harnessing data analytics or AI. And that's to drive real world outcomes. So Turtle is a leading company in the electrical and industrial distribution. It's in the US, and they emphasize the innovation and sustainability. And their challenge was that they have a manual and static pricing process done by the sales representative. It is which has led to inconsistent quotes, margin erosions, slow turnaround, and misalignments with volatile commodity prices. They sell a lot of commodity-based products, and that's also the second challenge in their problem. So decision has varied widely on personal judgment here. So creating this fairness issues across similar customers, and this also, I mean, one of the other challenges is, since the pricing was manual and decided by most of the time by the sales representative, there is this challenge of onboarding new sales team members. And what we have implemented for them, for Infor AI, is we understand the problem right now. That's a problem of visibility, making sure they take informed decisions, and we use the data from what the sales representative and experienced sales representative took historically. So that's what we have implemented. It's an AI pricing recommendation widget, which is embedded with the Cloud Suite, distribution, order entry, and within that, they will, or what is delivered to them within that widget is the recommended price and ranges, as well as some of the competitor information, and for a benchmark and a margin visibility, as well as commodity prices. If this is driven by the commodity price rising up, then that will show in that widget. That's when the sales representative will take a better decision. So 15%, with only 15% adoption, they achieved 700K increase in revenue. So that's a faster way to pricing the item, and that was less than 3 months time to value. So imagine if we have more adoption, and that's what is happening currently, is we're working with them on adopting it and using it for a wide range of items, and doing that, building on top of this agents to impact the pricing matrix. So this is a story. A story about Turtle, about how we help the customer to make better decision and build this solution for them to use within Infor AI. And Infor AI has been a major helper there, because we were able to deploy it really fast, and we are using all the capabilities of Infor AI. So and today, that's what I'm planning today, to show you what Infor AI has, like the overview of Infor AI, and hopefully with a demo, some examples will help approach or make it clearer in your mind. So Infor AI, or artificial intelligence, is part of the OS, the Infor OS, and it is designed to make artificial intelligence accessible to enterprise. So there is an ensemble of tools there of creating, managing, and deploying predictive and prescriptive models, and that's with interactive data exploration and transformation, with training and testing and evaluation of the AI modules, as well as the model deployment and maintenance. All those capabilities and functionalities are allowed in Infor AI, and I'll show you in a bit how that looks like in the environment. So but before that, let's talk what are the capabilities that Infor AI that Infor AI has. So it empowers, in short, it empowers the citizen data scientist with predictive and prescriptive AI models, as I said. So they will be able to innovate faster with pre-built models, because there are pre-built models there. There is a library where they, like as a user, can train, test like the models, and there are pre-trained AI models that can be used for the different use cases. Either it's a forecasting use case, either it's a clustering use case. So all of those with the pre-built model, it can be done. So it's the ease, or the deployment and the maintenance is very easy. So like that intuitive, the visual and interface, and it's very easy to use, not heavy in coding, so it can be automated. And finally, like, you can tailor the insight to the business context. Like, data can be taken directly from the cloud suite, or from the ERP when it's available in the data fabric, and it can be integrated easily with that when changing the data. Like, the update of the data is very integrated, and it can be used and generate insights, giving that new data or given any refresh of data. So, like I said, there are predictive and prescriptive models. So those are the capabilities that we have with Infor AI. So the machine learning module, it will generate the predictions giving the historical data, while the optimization, as I explained earlier, it will look for or determine the best possible recommendation to help inform what decision to take. And that is augmented with the business rules, or can be integrated with the business rules, where decision manager is helping complementing the AI, either recommendation or output, with any business rules we want to add. I'm going to focus today on the predictive and on the machine learning and the optimization. And so I'm going to show you what the Infor AI looks like. So this is my environment where we have, this is the OS application, like Infor OS. You can search here and say OS. And there, when you look at that, when you click on that, so you will see here the different applications that are available. And artificial intelligence is part of those applications. So that's Infor AI. And you have there the data, like you can manage the data there. Here are the data sets. Okay, so for the data sets, what we have here is the different data set that we can create, and we're going to use by the AI ML model. And data set can be, like I said, it's integrated with your business. So it can be from data lake or from your local machine as a file. And from data lake, like, you can do any transformation you want to do through SQL. Yeah, so this is how you create a data set. And it's as easy as finding the document that is available in Data Fabric, or writing a SQL code that will join data documents together, or select some specific columns or some specific information from that data set. Then we have that data set can be grouped, like we can create groups that is mainly used by the optimization, but for the machine learning, we use the data sets without grouping. And then there in the machine learning, there is this quest. And the quest is a sequence of activities. So I'm going to show you a sample of quest. This is, as you see here, those are the different activities within that quest. So it goes from here, as you see, importing the data that I have explained earlier. It exists in the data set, and as you see here, like, we can look at that data, and I'm picking here a particular problem, which is predicting the fish weight, giving some information, or giving some measurements like the height, the width, the length, the different lengths, and the species, of course, of the fish. And so with this data set, that was important. Here we can change the data set. You can see here, like, we can do this. The next activity that should be done usually is doing data transformation, and it is preparing the data here as highlighted in green. So it's either doing selection of columns, defining the label, what we should predict, or splitting the data. There are more other activities that can be done within preparing the data, and removing duplicates. We can use the advanced activities like the scripting or the SQL, and I'll show, like, for the scripting, for example, like, it needs at least one input and it goes to 4 inputs. And here, like, by defining that input, like here, yeah, here you can write your different or the transformation or the code that needed to transform the data within that scripting. Same thing can be happen with the SQL, but here for scripting, you have the advantage of having 4 outputs that can be used. We use a lot of that, the scripting and the SQL, in our solutions, because as advanced, I know that most of the advanced users will need that. And then what we have here is, like I said, we have the train model, and we have the pre-built algorithms that can be used. This is the gray box here, and as you see, in the gray box, you have, like, the different algorithms that can be used: the XGBoost, the K-means, the random forest, the linear learner, linear regression, or a more sophisticated one like the auto clustering, and as well as the custom algorithm. And for the custom algorithm, here you have a description of each one of these algorithm, and as well as this custom algorithm. This is more advanced, where if you don't like these, or you want more than these algorithm, then you can write your own algorithm. And finally, these red blocks, this will score the model, and this one will evaluate it, will create here. So, okay, I can show you the output of scoring the model here, and it is creating the prediction for here 42 rows. Here, this is the weight, the original weight, and these are the predicted weight. And for evaluating the model, you can see like what error, like the different types of errors. And here, the closer it for the R² to 1, the better it is. And you see that the error is concentrated around 0, which is good. All right, so this can be done either in a batch mode, and this is how we create the production quests in batch mode. This one, when it's a batch, it can be saved to data lake, or it can be a real time, and then that's where we talk about here we talk about endpoints. So endpoint can be created, and we have the list of endpoints. EasyML can allow us to do different experiment. A custom algorithm, that's where it's going to allow us to create the custom algorithm and put there, and then once the custom algorithm is available, it can be used. Optimization is a similar thing. where we have the quests, the different quests and the endpoints and custom algorithm available, and as well as here we have the decision manager. So after going through these, the different modules, you see here, I wanted to touch base and make sure that showcase that the Infor AI is supporting the data scientists throughout the life cycle of the machine learning or AI problem or AI project. So that the life cycle usually goes from the data ingestion, like getting the data periodically or doing the data pre-processing. This is where I'm talking about doing the transformation of the data, and all the modules will support in that, like either through the data sets or through the quests, and those green boxes in the model building. That's where we can create and use or create our own model using the custom algorithm or built-in algorithms that are available in that gray box. And then for the model evaluation, as you saw, like we are able easily to get the error metrics from it to see if the model is good or not, and we'll be able, easy ML, to do multiple experiments. And finally, we can do the deployment either through endpoints, and this will allow us to have API and be able to query those API in real time. And then for the batches, when we have something that will run periodically, and then the data should just be saved in data fabric and then queried or made available in a report. So that all of that is done. This is within the life cycle or that whole life cycle of the ML project is being accessible or done through the different modules. And yeah, going back, now that you understand how these Infor AI components enable creating ML models and AI models, so I will present right now how it is integrated with the Infor ecosystem. And this is the high-level architecture that we have used for our solutions that are using the Infor AI. So to start with, like with every problem, like or AI ML problem, is we have data. So once data is made available for the Infor AI, then we can run the consequent steps. So, but data, like I said, should be available in data fabric, either from cloud or from other systems, like from external systems. And with that, data integration can be made available with Enterprise Connector. And once data is available in data fabric, so data should be copied to data sets, should be made available for Infor AI, the one I shared or showed you, the Infor AI within the data sets. And then that data set will, or those data sets will be used from there by the quests. As I showed you, like the quest is a sequence of activities, and actually like the quests can be run, like we can use different quests, and even those quests, we can run them in a sequence. And actually that's an architecture that we are using as well in our solutions. And that if it's a batch or if it's a workflow that needs to run periodically, that's through the workflow from Ion, the workflows that should be created for that. And Ion will allow us to do that, as well as the workflow schedules can be scheduled either daily, weekly, monthly, depends on the use case. And the output either can be re-ingested to the data lake. That's when the batch, there is a batch response that is required, or or it can be moved to the endpoint, the same thing that I have shown you in the example during the demo. It's that endpoint that will allow real-time AI model invocation, and that API will be available in the API gateway, and that's where the integration can be done with third-party application, website, or even the ERP, the Infor Cloud Suite. For the batches, like whenever it is a batch, like I said, the data will be ingested back to the data lake and will be made available for either workspace to show some insights or the burst dashboard. And it can be also available for the AI agent to use that information for more action to do. And with that, I wanted to show you in the system how that is working. So for one of our solution, I'm taking the example of the forecasting solution here. So within ION, you see within the monitors and workflows, I'm using the workflows here, and I'm going to the main workflow. Like I said, well, forecasting, I picked this example, and it is one of the complex solutions that we have built. And so here it is shown like the different modules that we are using within that solution. And here it's either configuration, it's either configuring the data or the workflow, staging the data, processing it, or running here the engine, or creating any reports. Those activities here within the ION workflow, each one of these sub workflow will allow running either reloading the dataset or running the quest. Then after that, after like these are workflow, like I said, are not one, and like they are triggered in the workflow schedules. Here we have the workflow schedules, and where you select the workflow that you want to schedule, and then at what time and what to do, what's the frequency. Here you select the workflow, and then what do you want to do with that workflow. All right, so this is from from an integration perspective, and how the workflow will run end to end. Then as I have shown you here, I'm going back to this. So the workflow, as I've shown you, will trigger these quests. Those are the boxes that I have shown you, like either reloading the dataset or running the quest, or running the endpoint, and then making it available. So example of those quests that I wanted to share with you are here. Like this is for the forecasting solution. So here example, these are the different, I'll start by the data sets. These are the different data sets that are available for the forecasting solution, and these are the different quests that are run. And one of the example of the quests is the TS engine, which is running the forecasting and solution. And here, as you see, like we're loading the different intermediate data set, making the changes. As I told you here, the scripting block is one of the main activities that we are using, as well as the training custom algorithm. After that, the output would be ingested back to data lake to be available for either the next activity, or to be available for the output, where to show the visualization system. All right, so this is the overall high-level overview what the solution could be, and the different AI capabilities within Infor AI. And actually, one of the examples that I want to touch, is like what I have shown you right now, is the forecast the batch process, but I wanted to show you as well an example of a solution where we are using the APIs and the endpoints. So here, this is a real-time where we need the real-time recommendation, so to augment the baskets. So this is the use case where giving the historical demand or the historical transactions and baskets of the customers, we provide a recommendation for complementary items or items that are promoted. So as you see here, within the Infor AI, we have a solution that do the that computes the best recommendation, and then within the AI or within the API, with API call that it's a real time, giving the product that is selected here in this basket, the AI agent or the product recommendation solution will provide the here different recommended items, as well as with the agent on top of that will allow comparisons and getting additional information to help augment that decision of the items to pick as additional items for the basket. Yep. So So as part of my team, we are doing these different solutions, allowing our customers to leverage Infor AI, and this is being done through augmented intelligence services. And with that, it's as you see here, it's a one-stop for all the AI needs. So either like here you see different names for Cal Tire, we're predicting the when they should change those big tires for those mine trucks. For Turtle, I talked about the pricing, but we're working with them on the inventory, on the product recommender. And Amalthea is very interesting, where we're talking about yield cheese making and how we can help their manufacturing or optimize and understand their manufacturing orders. So with augmented intelligence, as you see here, it's not, it's a straightforward license, and Infor AI here can be leveraged by multiple customers. And in that straightforward license, what happened is, giving the data that you have, we will provide solutions. We have an entire library of solutions. I've talked and I've touched based on most of them or some of them, and I'll talk about what are the other AI capabilities that can be used. Then this model is agile, like we deliver and then we talk to the client. We typically do 2 to 4 releases a year, depends on the use case. And we have a team that is a fully managed service solution, that this team will work with the customer and with the end user to make sure that the solution is delivering value for our customer. And like I said, and all of that is made available through the AI platform. So that brings us to our library of pre-built use cases with our team of AI and data expert. We have helped customers across a variety of areas, whether it's helping them improve the customer experience with the product recommendations, or driving operational intelligence with AI driven vendor grading or inventory optimization. It's also about optimizing or making better pricing decisions. So all of these are the different use cases that we have been doing or we have done for our customers. So yeah, and now we're open to the live Q&A session. Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you, Max and Fatma, for that great presentation. We're now going to move on into the live Q&A session. We're fortunate enough to have Satish Bata, our Vice President of Software Development, joining us to help answer your questions alongside of Fatma. So let's get started. Let me see here. I see great question for Satish. Could a company use Infor Velocity Suite with on-premise environment?
Let me just go ahead. I think Velocity Suite is more for our multi-tenant cloud customers. They already have the depth of the cloud suite of functionality available for them. It also will be useful for who are in their cloud journey from a single tenant environment to the multi-tenant cloud. So if a customer is in on-prem, would like to use Velocity Suite, I think those are the choices they should look at. But if they have any of those situations, we would like them to reach out to their account manager so that we can explore the possibility of any hybrid situations. But otherwise, it's multi-tenant cloud.
Okay, thank you. Fatma, I think this one's for you. Are there AI modules available for Infor WMS or just the larger enterprise suites? Can we use this if we were on-prem?
Yes. So Infor AI is a standalone, or Infor the OS platform is a standalone. And not related to Infor WMS. So we're not talking about giving modules for Infor WMS specifically. So the teams, they need to, or what you need to have as an enterprise is to have access to Infor OS, and then Infor AI is provisioned. After that, Infor AI will be provisioned as a prerequisite for us to work on. And for the question about using it, if we can use it when it's prem from AIS, and as I shown in the architecture, we should have the data available in data lake. So that can be done for AIS. We can have the data available in data lake through other means, and we have done it for some of our clients where they are on-prem and we brought the data. There will be some complexity added to the work done, but it's something specific. I mean, need to be reviewed depending on the or on the prem version you have, and depending on what data we're going to need. But that's something that should be done and should be discussed before it is or implemented with that implementation. Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. So here's another one for you, Satish. Is this available on the Gov Cloud?
Another great question. Currently, Velocity Suite is focused for customers on cloud, which is where it's already running, and we have many customers live on taking advantage of Velocity Suite as we speak, and multiple. For Gov, the platform is being enhanced, especially the Velocity Suite products and the roadmap for the product management and the development organization. And we should probably be looking at it maybe by early next year for product management team to confirm those details. But it's on the roadmap for Infor to enable Velocity Suite and Gov Cloud also, but probably it's going to be early next year.
Okay, I'm going to throw another one your way. We have Infor CSFSM for our system, in which we switched from Infor Lawson July 2025. Will we still, hold on, let me see here. Will we still doing manual JEs due to not fully utilizing the system to its full extent. Is there a possibility AI can help us
Velocity suite is the way to
with
go.
automation?
And then to this question, to be honest, I think yes, we can be using our velocity suite toolset like RPA and IDP, the OCR of so as part of the velocity suite. We have multiple cloud suite FSM customers who have bought velocity suite with such use cases. So I think it's an opportunity for this specific customer. I'm not sure where this question that they could reach out to their customer success manager or maybe the account full deployments of these types of use cases for FSM customers.
Okay, thank you. Let's see here. Fatma, can be used in Sigma project to identify special causes in production lines. Is this usually done with statistical packages, not IA? I imagine AI.
Yes. Okay. So Six Sigma is, yeah, that's like it's using statistical models, and yes, the answer is yes. We can use Infor AI, and Infor AI can within that we can build statistical models, and there are with that with the when I showed in the demo, like there are no pre-built packages with those specific statistical models, but you can use um, the what is it the specific custom algorithm where you can create your specific model and to do whatever you want. I mean, and use like additional statistical packages that should be installed, and with that you can use it for anything you want. I mean, Infor AI can be used for anything you want at that point. And yeah, as part of AIS, we can work with the team. Usually, we can work with the end users, understand what is right or what is the business problem, and I mean, ask ourselves the question of what specific model is needed for that business problem. Sometimes for it's going to be a purely statistical model. Sometimes it's the the ML model where we're building more complex models, and sometimes it's an optimization model. And yes.
Okay. So is there an extra cost for AI? I don't see it. I don't see if I go into OS for our company. That's for you, Satish.
And take that. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, there is obviously an extra cost, with Velocity Suite. Obviously, the customers, we have the journey of getting into the multi-tenant cloud world. They'll be live on multi-tenant cloud, but then this is like as Max was saying, a flat fee with unlimited usage, which is the most important thing because it gives an opportunity for to take advantage of multiple pre-built out-of-box use cases, either for automation or even for agents available. So, but that comes at an extra cost. Okay, so but then if a customer would like to actually try out Infor AI as a platform, like what Fatma was explaining, they could try it out for their own use cases. But with Velocity and AIS, which is cost, they will get out of box content, unlimited usage of these products, and then it's coming at a flat fee, right? They can reach out to their concerned account manager or more details, and we'll be happy to support.
Um, you may have answered this one already, but let's see. If InfoOS doesn't have the AI section, what needs to be done to look at it for you also?
If, uh, if a customer access to Info, that's a platform that Fatma was talking, right? She was talking about the use case. Our platform available with Info. So customer, they can reach out to the support organization, like logging as a multi-tenant cloud customer. I would like to actually get to this AI platform or and support can actually help enable it for them. Go for velocity AI with all the details that are being shown here. They would like to reach out to the account manager and
Satish,
customer success rep. So we'll be happy to.
Satish, you broke up there and we only caught the last bit of it, and I think this is an important question. Can you just summarize what you just said? Or if you want to repeat it, because completely we didn't hear you.
Okay. So,
yeah, we're having a connection issue.
Okay.
Yeah, we're having a connection issue. Let's wait.
Just to see if I can disable it.
And while we wait, Fatma, let's go to you.
Yeah, okay.
Fatma, do we need to create the quest ourselves, or is that something that Infor has created that we can adjust to our needs?
Okay, so without the AIS team or Infor Velocity, you will need to create those quests yourself. So I've shown you like some of the steps. There are, I think, in the Infor U, some of the guides or the tutorials on how to create those quests. But you will need to create them. Once you are in Infor or on the AIS, like we manage, you don't have to do it yourself. We manage that. It's a subscription where we deploy the solution for you in the for you in the environment, and you don't have to worry about that part, that technical part. And we will work on the maintenance, of course. But without that, you will need to create those quests yourselves.
Okay. Satish, I see you're back. You want to give that another try?
Yeah, no problem. Hopefully you can hear me now, right?
We can, yes.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So what I was just mentioning is, if a customer would like to try out as a platform, they can log as support, and support can actually help enable them if they're a multi-tenant cloud customer. Okay, but then certainly they can actually explore and all that. But then if they would like to actually get the use cases, the content that Fatma was showing, or whatever Max was speaking of Velocity Suite, that comes at an cost for the customers. In such case, we would like the customer reach our own manager or a customer success team member, and we'll be actually happy to help out, because those are given at a pretty competitive price, a flat fee usage with out-of-box content, whatever we have built from the product side for make customers successful from a value.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, Fatma, we have one here that probably belongs to you. Why do we need to import data from data lake or data sets? Can we use the data that is lying in data lake directly for Quest? By Quest.
Yep. So not yet to thank you for asking the question, but we cannot use it directly from data lake. So the Infor AI will have its own data management system. So it's a separate thing than the data lake. So within data lake, you will have all the data that you need in all the versions of the data, but we don't want to have that move to the data sets. All of that move to the data set. We need to be conscious and make sure that we move only the data that we need to be processed by the quests. And that's by design. how that works. And sometimes we will just need a version of the data lake or the data lake object, not all of the versions, or just a subset means like last month data or last day data to process it and get some and run the model. And that makes sure like the processing is faster, and then you will get the results in a faster way. And by design, like I said, we will get the data from data lake through that data set.
Great. Let's see. Let's find another question here. Is this available with only the Velocity Suite with respect to AIS? That would be for you, Satish.
Yeah. So Velocity Suite, as Max was presenting, is the prerequisite for any of our customers' path for AI and innovation. So that's where I think it all starts, because as Infor and the product and development organization, we have carefully thought of, like, when we present all these tools with our content and the value it can offer. Velocity Suite is a prerequisite for any of our customers to go towards the agentic enterprise path. And then AIS, actually what our Fatma is more like a subset. So with catalog of use cases, you have different like, there's automation use cases, there is like basic AI, there's insights use cases, and then the other cases like forecasting, whatever Fatma was presenting from Turtle, or they're actually more like subset of Velocity Suite. So for getting AIS, Velocity Suite is a prerequisite.
Okay. Do we need to design? Do we have to design the quest and know what each step needs to be, or is it a template? That's for you, Fatma.
Yes, and I think I have answered the question. The question was asked differently, but
Okay.
yes, we'll need to design the quest and look at it, or like create it yourself. There will be no templates in the environment when you have it, but with AIS and Infor Velocity, you will have access to all the application or the solutions available. And with AIS, you will have the access to a team work with you to design and create those quests.
Okay. All right. We're running a little bit over, but I think we can squeeze in two more questions, and they're going to be for you, Satish, obviously. So, not obviously, but I'm saying it's about the Velocity Suite. So let me see here. How can I automate loading a paper packing slip into IDM and using OCR/AI to attach the right PO receipt?
The most call it actually Ray. So this is what actually customers ask for, and very, I would say, low-hanging fruit use case that they with probably less than a 4-week, honest, end-to-end. Because Velocity Suite use cases, the way they are designed is to rapid value to customers. They are not like Cloud Suite implementations that take a bit longer time. So the proof of delivery or a packing slip digitization is a very common use case that is available as part of our catalog. So whoever has asked this question, yeah, that type of use case is available in our catalog. We have deployed for customers, and they're seeing immense value from that, taking out all the manual effort and day-to-day redundancy, for any of the business users, by the way.
Sounds like we have a pretty big catalog of these use cases. All right. Next
Quite a bit.
question is
Across industries, by the way.
all right. Last question, and then we have to go. How do we know if we need to have the upgraded package versus using what Cloud Suite already provides? Satish?
Very good question, to be honest. We would like our customers who are on cloud or in the path of moving to cloud, of course, to see the value from our Cloud Suite itself, which is a core ERP or the whatever we are talking here from the applications, right? So which I think if a customer has Customer Success Plus or types of subscriptions, their customer success team member should be able to give them insight into what they're using from a feature function module point of view within their current cloud suite. That's number one, right? But obviously, Velocity Suite actually is on top of the cloud. So you have cloud suite, you're using all the business functions across departments, supply chain, finance, whatever. But now you want to optimize, okay, so business function, or you're facing some challenges there, different business functions. Now you say, hey, let me just look at Velocity Suite because this is what process mining, automation, or Gen AI, all these tools that will offer without our boxes. So you can reach out to your CS, customer success team member or account team member, tell you if you have Velocity Suite, because there's a separate SKU in your license order form that will actually help you recognize whether you have the license for Velocity Suite, which is going to be a base for some of these conversations we are having today.
Great, great. All right, well, that ends it, our session today. Thank you, everyone who joined us. I hope you came out with more knowledge. Thank you, our presenters, Fatma, Satish, and Max, for the great job in the Q&A. Everyone, stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more information on Velocity Suite, on Agentics, a lot of important information coming out, and keep an eye out for it. Again, thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.